So I'm installing skirting boards and I'm going to show you guys a few tips and tricks on how to make your finishes perfect. We'll go through a few examples. We've got this bit right here where we're going to tackle an internal corner. Around the corner here, we've got an external corner. And something else I'm going to show you how to do is install your skirting board when you've got two different heights. Our skirting board is going to come across here on the tile. We're not going to rip that one down. That's going to be a full height board. And I'll show you what to do to step that down and return it back in here. For starters, we'll jump on these ones here. And the first thing you always want to do when you're doing skirting boards is measure your longest ones and get the longest ones in first. This one is going to go butting into that wall to this architrave. And we've got 1397. And we'll go cut that one now. We want that one to be square to square. We're not going to do any miters for the internal corner. And I'll show you what we're going to do in just a second. So with my skirt, I'm just going to cut the factory end off. Sometimes they're not completely straight, so I'll just take a mil or two off. And then we had 1397. Normally, when you're going around and doing skirts, you'll go through and do a measure up, and you'll measure every single skirt that's going to be square to square, and all your long ones like this. And you'll run out to your saw, you'll cut like 5 or 10 at a go, then you'll run in and put them in place. Just for the demonstration, I'm just going to do a couple at a time, or in this case, one at a time. So we'll run in now, and we'll chuck this in. And I'll just do a dab of PVA glue, where the skirting board is going to butt into the architrave. Put that in there. There we go. And then we're just going to shoot top and bottom into all of the studs. What I normally do is I'll just punch the wall, and you can get a good feel in here where those studs are. Another thing you can do is if you feel 1 or 2 studs, they're normally 450 spaced apart. You can butt into that wall there. You can work out where you're shooting, where the stud spacings are, and you can just go through and mark them all. Alright, so now this is probably the trickiest skirt we're going to do. Because you've got the bevel up there, we obviously can't cut the square to square. So what I'm going to do is measure butting into that skirt, and to the architrave, we've got about 78 mil. So we're just going to get that measurement, not butting plaster to architrave. It's going to be to that skirting board to the architrave, 78 mil. So before we even measure that 78, the first thing we want to do is cut a miter going across that way. And what we're going to try to do is cut the skirt off down there, but we just want to keep that little bit of the top on there, and that top on the bevel piece is going to sit over the skirting board we've got in right now. So normally when you're doing an angle like this, you want your skirting board setting up like that. I've actually lost my rails that go there though. They're the ones that support your skirting board. So I'm going to do it with the bevel instead. I'm just going to cut the angle this way. So this is what we're playing with now, and we can pretend that this piece here is our skirting board going in the other way. That's going to be sitting like that, and what we want now is to get rid of all of that bit in there that we can see, and only keep that tiny bit on at the top. So what I'm going to do is set this back to 0, and I'm going to drop the miter saw blade in, and we're going to cut along that line all the way to the top there, and I'm not going to cut past that. Alright, there we go. So we've got a cut going the whole way up there. And I'm going to grab a coping saw now. And using this, if you don't have a coping saw, you can use a multi-tool. You can use whatever you have. But what we want to do is follow that paint line. And carefully cut back in to the other cut. I'm just going to angle my saw a little bit too, so we're taking a bit more out of the back. And there we go. So I'm really happy with that. That's what we want to have. And now we can see that this little bit up here, that's going to sit over the bevel piece on the other side. Now we can get that measurement, which was 78. Mark that there. And now we can cut this. Let's see how this fits. So we're going to get our PVA again. Chuck it on both sides. I know a lot of people I work with, they will only PVA where the skirt meets a skirt and not worry about that side. I just love knowing everything's connected and that if anything moves, that PVA should hold these together. I'm now going to slide this in. Sweet, there you go. You can see how good that looks. But the best thing about doing it this way is if anything moves over time, those two boards are pretty much just butt joining down there. So even if they do move, that's still gonna look great the entire way up. And that little piece at the top, it looks great too. You get a bit of paint on that and you won't even see the join. So that bit over there is almost done. We're gonna do one other thing to it in a second. I'll show you that after we go through and do this. For the external corners, we are gonna miter them. So I'm gonna measure here and we've got a bit of a messy corner, but I'm gonna call that 189 to the external side. Got that upside down, it's probably the way we should be cutting them. And I'm going to mark 189. And that's going to be to the short point, which means I'll twist this. And if we cut through that way, hitting that mark, it's going to make that the short point. So that's pretty simple for our first piece. We'll chuck this one in. Alright, so now this bit's going to be a bit more complicated. I'm going to hook over that lip there. Once again, we'll measure to the short point, which gives us 457. And I'll show you what we're going to do out here. Alright, so what I might do, because we're doing a miter on either side, instead of doing 457, I'm going to mark 557 up here. And we'll mark 100mm on this side. This point here, this is going to be the short point, and that's going to complete the miter. So what we want to do is drop the miter saw this way, and I'll just cut that one straight away. For the other side, what we want to do is actually cut it on a miter like that. And what we'll do is have a skirting board going that way, a tiny piece going down that way, and then the new skirting board running across this way. So that 100mm mark we got, I actually want that to be on the bottom there. We'll swing this around to 45, and I'm going to cut that on a 45 angle. So we've got something like this. So we'll PVA that, we'll get this miter good. Cool, so we've got that miter there. And then for this side, we're actually going to get a tiny piece going down that way. All I need to do is measure the step up we have there, and that is exactly 22mm. And we're pretty much going to have a piece on the angle which is just 22mm wide. What we're also going to measure is this piece going across this way, which is 220. We might jump out. I'm just going to cut both of these, and it might be a little bit easier to see what's going on once I cut them and then we bring them back. Alright, so that first piece we're going to do is I'm going to measure across this way, and that's going to be that 22mm step down. So I'll mark that right there, and we'll do another miter cut following that line. I think that's right. I think that's going to go on the wall like that. And then the other piece we needed was 220. So I might even spin this around. Just going to get rid of the factory cut. And then this is going to be 220 with the angle going back that way. So these two pieces are going to go together like that, and that should bring it up to the other miter we got. Now the one really annoying problem I've got in this house, and I didn't realise this until we went through and started changing half of the skirts, but the old skirts were about double the thickness, and you can see if I put that one down there, we can see it's not too bad, but there's a very small gap between the floorboard and the skirting board. That's going to be fine though, we will caulk that so that will be hidden. But the way this should work, I'm just going to quickly dry fit it and hold it in place. Actually, it might be easier if I shoot this one in. And then, I made a little mistake. The step down is 22 mil. I made the width of that 22 mil. What I should have done is measured this pit across this way to be 22 mil. We can see that's about 27. I made a mistake there. What I can do now though is just measure in between, and we've got 14 mil. So look, it's been a long time since I've done this, so I'm going to excuse myself for the error, but I'm going to recut this one, and instead of going 22 mil wide that way, it's going to be 14 mil wide that way. And for something as small as this, I'm not going to shoot that because this definitely will snap. What I might do is just get in there with some PVA, do top and bottom, make sure we got plenty in there, and then this piece should just slide in and finish like that. So there you go, that's how you do a nice little step down if your floors do change height. And I should probably go through and shoot this one off. So I'm shooting this one off here. This entire wall doesn't have a stud. There's only a stud in the doors and a stud in the corner. Something else you can do is skew your nail into the plaster like that, and then I'll skew on the angle the other way. And now you can see that skirt's pushed hard to the plaster. Those nails are crossing through, and that way that skirt can't pull out. When you're just shooting into the plaster, if you go straight in, you can see those nails can pull back and forth. That's why I cross the nails like that. They don't actually have to cross each other, they just need to go in different directions, and now that skirt can't pull out. The last thing I'm going to do, and this makes a big difference, is get either a level or a straight edge. And I'll go through and check how straight they are this way. And what we want to do is see if there's any bows. And right now we've got a small bow in there. So I'm just going to go my scraper. This can easily get behind the skirt and pull it out without damaging it. And what we want to do is pull the skirt out and make it straight. I don't really care about following the wall. This is an old house and this wall does have a bow in it. You are more likely to notice a skirt if it's straight or not. It does look pretty bad right now because you can see that gap between the skirt and the plaster. But what we will do is once everything's painted, we'll do a bead of cork across the skirt like that, and it's going to look so much better having that skirt straight rather than having it hard to the wall. The last thing we want to do is get some plastic packers. I'm just going to run off and get some in a second, and we're going to slide them next to the nails where the studs are, and they're just going to make sure that skirt stays out from the wall and it remains straight. There you go, that's how easy it is to install skirts. Thanks for watching.